One of the positives that we had by the Leon Rose hire was that he could leverage all his relationships. That's what Leon Rose is about. And so far, he's done a great job giving us a good product this season overall and putting the Knicks in a great position in which they're competitive and we have a bunch of draft picks. But if we look back to see how we got some of these assets and even some of the players on our team, we see that Leon Rose in the past has pretty much leveraged some of the relationships that he's had and also some of the guys underneath him. Some of his scouts like Walt Permian from the Utah Jazz and Frank Zanon from OKC, his two scouts right there, we see that even quickly the acquisition of them was through those relationships. If you look back at the 2020 draft, we traded our 27th and 38th pick to the Utah Jazz for the 23rd pick. And that's how we got quickly. And that trade was made through the Walt Permian relationship with the Utah Jazz, as he has 20 years of experience with that team from the Karl Malone, John Stockton days all the way to the Andre Karolinko and Darren Williams days. Like, he has a long history of work put in with that franchise. So we definitely leveraged that relationship. And also, if you look at the 2021 draft, we traded 1 second-round pick for 2 OKC second-round picks, in which we got Miles McBride and Jericho Sims. And that's through the Frank Zanon connection with the many years that he put in work with OKC, working under Sam Presti. So our two scouts underneath Leon Rose, we've definitely been leveraging some of the connections they had. And we're even leveraging some of the connections Scott Perry has with the Detroit Pistons. That's how we got rid of the Kemba Walker deadweight contract last year in the draft in 2022. And also Nerlens Noel, we were able to get rid of him and that mid-level contract that he had to clear up cap space for Jalen Brunson. And not to mention, the 2022 draft was the third straight year where the Knicks leveraged the relationships with their two scouts in order to move assets around, get players, and also all those picks that we acquired from Detroit, Washington, and Denver was through that OKC relationship. Once again, that's that Frank Zanon relationship. And so you fellas are starting to begin to get a clear picture of what I'm talking about. And you're probably wondering, why am I mentioning these things? It's because more than likely the Knicks have effectively just lost their relationship with the Utah Jazz. And it definitely had an outcome in that Donovan Mitchell situation as we've seen it play out. But the reason why I state this is because with the hire of Danny Ainge last fall, and then all of a sudden Worldwide West, Allan Houston, and Julius Randle showing up to that game 1 in Dallas, everyone thought that they were scouting Jalen Brunson. And, it kind of made sense. And Julius Randle is from Dallas, so he happened to be out there. But you never know who's looking at these type of situations. And it seems like Danny Ainge took quite offense to it, because you can even look at what they wanted from us. It was kind of like a fuck you offer. Give us all these picks for this guy, but we're not going to make the same requests from other teams. So I believe the Knicks effectively had lost their relationship due to Danny Ainge taking a kind of a slight of all of them showing up to the game 1, knowing that the Jazz were having issues with Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert. And it's very unfortunate because, 1, it was very avoidable. Guys just didn't have to show up to the game. And 2, these type of relationships that teams tend to have with each other, oh, hey, we need a favor. We need a third team in this 3-team deal trade. Just help us out real quick. Or, hey, we need a dump salary. Can you guys just do us this favor? And then we'll pick up another, issue that you're having later on down the line. These things tend to be a great ace to have in your back pocket to use. Because if you look at most of the guys on our team currently, the only reason they are there is because we've leveraged these relationships. So potentially losing out on Donovan Mitchell was not the most important loss in the situation. It's really the relationship with the team. And of course, this season, the media is going to hold it over our heads. Oh, the Knicks didn't get Donovan Mitchell. And I'm starting to see it where they're like, oh, the Knicks are going to face the Cavs in the first round of the playoffs. They're kind of setting up the storyline, because we all know the NBA is a league about storylines. They're trying to set it up to make it seem like the Knicks missed out on Mitchell and he's going to eliminate them now from the playoffs. When in reality, Donovan Mitchell has the Cavs only 1 seed ahead of us. And most of the media, they don't really know if the Cavs can fully even beat us. They know they're slightly better than us. But for them to have a superstar in Donovan Mitchell, it does not take them completely over the hill over our team. So how much did we really even lose out on? We didn't get the superstar, but yet we're only 1 seed behind them. And most people are kind of almost 60-40 or almost 50-50 on the Cavs versus Knicks, that outcome in the playoffs. So really, us not getting Mitchell, how much of a domino effect it really had on the squad. So when it comes to Walt Permian, one of our key scouts, I don't know going forward, what could he really leverage with the Jazz? I don't know if he can make amends or if the Jazz are going to start to treat us kind of like a rival team. Because now with Danny Ainge over there, it's almost like us making trades with the Celtics or the Lakers making trades with Clippers or even the Brooklyn Nets making trades with the Knicks. It becomes that type of situation where certain teams never fuck with the other one.